Hello everyone and welcome to Indian Masterminds. My name is Muskan Kandilwal and today we have with us a very special guest to whom every aspirant loves to hear about his success, his strategies and his advices. He has achieved all in the rank 1 and has recently received his first posting as Assistant Collector cum Assistant Magistrate of Aurangabad, Bihar. He's none other than the UPSC CSE 2020 topper, Mr. Shubham Kumar. Today, he is with us to share about his success story, preparation strategies, life at Labasna, and much more. Welcome, sir.
Thank you.
So, beginning with the first question, why did you choose civil services? Tell us about your engineering se UPSC tak ka safar.
There was multiple reasons. Initially, when I was a child, I dreamt of pursuing first IIT. So when I was in class 9th and 10th, so that time for me, the best path which I can think of was to pursue engineering career, to enter into some good reputed college. And in college, when I went to IIT Bombay in 2014, I started exploring different career path. So in my second year, I worked with a company, in a private company for 2 months. Likewise, in the third year, I did my research internship at Purdue University, US. So after trying multiple paths and after discussing with family, friends, I decided that I will take like this administrative path because it provides a lot of opportunities to work for people, and there's a lot of diversity as well. If I'm not lacking any one field, then I can try working in different area. So and that's how the motivation and I decided to join civil services.
Okay, so what was your preparation strategies? How you prepared yourself for the examination?
I decided that I will end of third year. So first I make sure that this career path would be good for me. So I spoke with a lot of seniors, those who are already in service or those who are preparing for civil services. I watched many videos of toppers who have already cleared this examination. So before starting, I think it is important to do a lot of research that why you want to become an IS officer or to join civil services. What is the motivation behind joining this service? So after becoming clear on those aspects, I made a strategy that I will prepare for 1 year, for few months, it would be common for mains and prelims. And after that, I will focus on prelims specific preparation and writing a lot of test and mock test. And after prelims, I focus on answer writing. So it was combination of uh, the source that I'm referring, like few books, any coaching material. Then second was lot of test and mock test and revisions. So third was revision. So I think combining all these factors, I was able to prepare well for 1.5 years.
So how you prepared yourself for general knowledge?
So if you see the syllabus of UPSC, a lot of questions actually come from general studies. So uh, whether it is prelims or mains, so any questions can be traced back to general studies. So first thing, I made sure that I am following only one source. For example, for modern history, I followed Spectrum. For polity, my coaching classroom notes were, I found it sufficient. And many aspects, for example, environment, society, for that I googled a lot. So it is important to decide your source, and it should not be more than one source. If you feel that you have to fill gaps, so in that case you can refer previous year questions, you can google lot of things which are there in the syllabus. So for mains, for example, if certain topics are there, e-governance, so I just googled e-governance UPSC. So I was able to find a lot of articles on those. So my aim was never to complete any book, rather complete the syllabus. So first I tried to complete the syllabus, and along with that I started answer writing. So I joined Vision IS test series, uh, I also did last 10 years previous year question. So anyone can download it from UPSC website. So I downloaded it, and I formed a group of 3 people. We used to discuss, and then we used to try to write model answer out of those. So what I found that in especially for GS paper 1, many questions gets repeated from geography and society. GS 2 also, the static questions get repeated, and GS 4 maximum things come from syllabus. The keywords which are there in GS 4, so directly the questions come from there. So I followed the syllabus, and before prelims, like 3 and 4 months before prelims, my focus used to shift towards entire prelims preparation, where one has to remember a lot of facts, schemes, and specific details. Whereas in mains, one has to have a broader understanding of things, like what are the problems, what are the issues, what are the challenges, and what is the way forward, and what is the solution. So just after prelims, I started for mains. I started my preparation for mains. So in that, what I made sure that every third day or fourth day I'm writing a 3 hours test, and every day I used to write. Initially, I used to write 4 5 questions to get used to answer writing. So this was my preparation strategy for general studies.
So, like, did you enjoy giving long answer form questions or the short ones?
If you see the syllabus of UPSC and previous question, UPSC asks 10 questions, 10 marker, like where we have to write 2 pages, and 15 marker questions are also asked, like 10 questions are asked in that. So in that, we have to write 3 pages. In optional, we have to write 20 marker in 4 pages. So the idea is for every 5 marks, you have to write 1 page. So whether it is long answer or short answer, the weightage of the distribution of marks is almost the same. And if you have the strength of answer writing, it comes from, I believe that developing knowledge and reading books, it is a one aspect of the preparation. Other aspect is, if you have prepared well, then how to put that thing onto the paper, because the examiner will not meet you. Examiner will see the paper. So it is important to write whatever you know in a right way. So from the second month itself, I started my answer writing preparation. So like every day I used to write 1 question. I started with 1 question. Then I used to take 2 3 months break. I stopped answer writing. Then again I started my answer writing. So generally, everybody feels a very resistance to start answer writing. So for them, my suggestion would be, you start with 1 question, then try to increase it to 3 4, then attempt 3 hours test.
Okay, so like, did you use any particular type of pen for writing your answers during the exam?
I tried multiple pens. Finally, I chose Trimax, uh, Trimax pen to write all my answers. So I used to write only with the refill, because I used to feel it. It used to give me the feeling that the pen is light, so
Right.
that I can write it fast.
So you being an engineer, why did you choose anthropology as your optional subject?
I graduated from IIT Bombay in 2018, and that year only, from the last semester, from January 2018, I started my preparation. So initially, I decided to take civil engineering as my optional only, because that was my subject in graduation. But slowly, I realized that it is difficult for me to score well in civil engineering, and also generally the preparation duration is more than 2 3 years. Generally, if you are giving 2 attempts, it will take 3 years, 1 year of preparation, then 1 year of examination. So I started losing interest also in civil engineering, and I was doing a lot of calculation mistakes, and there is a heavy penalty in doing calculation errors in these kind of optionals. So once I decided that civil engineering would not be fit for me, so I read the syllabus. I saw all the options that are available in on the UPSC website. So I tried to eliminate the optionals which I cannot take. I then finally like it boiled down to 4 options. I decided on geography, TSIR, sociology, and anthropology. And then I tried to do a lot of research. I gave around 45 days in deciding optional. So I read few stuffs on internet, and then based upon my interest, whether I have interest towards that subject or not, and based upon my strength, whether I would be able to score well in that optional or not. So for that, I read the book. I saw the previous year question. I even saw the toppers mock test papers, so that I can relate whether I would be able to replicate that kind of answers in my test or not. So after deciding all these factors, considering all these factors, I chose anthropology as my optional. And there was also a motivating factor, because that year in 2018, result came of 2017 paper, and Ashima Mittal ma'am, she got 12 rank, and she was from IIT Bombay and the same background, civil engineering. And I asked her why you chose anthropology. So that was also a motivation, because a role model was there in front of me, that even engineers can do very well in like optionals like anthropology.
So like you actually talked about answer writing practice, right? So generally aspirants start focusing on answer writing before having a clear concept of their topic they're reading. So what's your say on this? Should answer writing be the primary focus?
Before starting my preparation, I actually watched a lot of toppers talk, and every topper, there was one thing in common. 99% of them told that it is very important to write answers. So like I took around 1 month. Like I only saw videos, or like I read books, and from the second month I started answer writing. Like one question I used to write, it used to take me around half an hour. So it is a simple thing that it is difficult to write. When you are reading, it is very easy to write, but one has to go beyond his or her comfort zone. Generally people will feel like, we will complete this book, or we will complete this topic, then I will write. I think that it is following the crowd mentality. You have to go, like, come out of that mentality. You have to push yourself, and you have to write, you have to decide that you have to start somewhere. So it is better to start early.
Okay, so there are aspirants who want to start preparing for civil services but don't know when to and from where to start. So any message or like any piece of advice, like where should they start from?
Many aspirants have asked, like they are in class 10th or class 11th or class 12th or college first year, so whether I should start or not. My advice to them is, first complete your schooling, first complete your graduation. I think if you start very early, like class 11th, class 12th, you feel burnout. You won't be able to put a lot of effort later when it is actually required. And second thing is, you will do a lot of mistakes initially, like choosing the wrong optional, or reading from class 6 to class 10th NCRTs. So these kind of mistakes usually make when they start very early. My suggestion for them is, like, in college, try to explore different opportunities which the college is offering to you, and it will actually add a great amount of values in your personality, and that would ultimately help you in civil services preparation as well. You can start from your, like, maximum like third year, not before that.
Any message or a piece of advice that you would like to give to the aspirants preparing for the UPSC civil services examination?
Uh, One thing which I tell to many aspirants, that if you think that there are many intelligent people who are into preparation, and they have a greater advantage in clearing it, I think if you see the result, and if like from my experience with, like, I can tell that there are many average. And one thing which I find it very common among all of them, which I also applied in my preparation, that you can beat anyone with your consistency. Like for example, just after prelims, I used to take 1 day or half day of break, and then I used to start my mains preparation. Just after mains, I used to either focus on my optional or interview preparation. So you should not wait for the result of prelims to come or the result of mains to come. it will happen that you might not clear prelims in your first go, but you have to maintain the consistency. You have to focus, like you have to decide that I will give 2-3 good attempts. So in that aspect, you have to be more focused, and you have to be very consistent in your preparation.
So thank you, sir. Thank you for your time. With that note, I would like to say thank you, sir. It was a very interactive session. In the other segment, we will talk with Mr. Shubham Kumar about the life at Labasna. So stay tuned.